guys, it's Jenna and Tweety here. Today I'm here to do an author spotlight, which is when I take an author and review a couple of their books super fast, just little spurts. So today I'm doing a review of Andrew Clements' books. Andrew Clements is a children's author born in 1949 in New Jersey, so that makes him about 67 now. So he's getting on a bit, but you know, he's written some good books in his time. And to date, he has written 24 novels, so I can't even begin to review all of them. I've read most of them, but I can't talk about all of them. So I'll start with one called The Landry News. And this is a story about a girl who runs a newspaper at school. And I think that's really cool and definitely inspired some of my own personal creative ventures. I remember one time I spent about 1 million years trying to develop this children's magazine. Didn't get anywhere, but whatever. So eventually this girl, the main character, I don't even remember her name, she was kind of forgettable. Somebody Landry, anyway. She gets a bad teacher and writes an article about it and gets into loads of trouble at school. There's nothing incredibly special about this book, so I'll give it about a 2.5 out of 5 star ratings. I'd still recommend the book if you're intrigued by the idea of a kid taking the initiative to run a school newspaper, because that's pretty cool. The next is Frindle. So I've read many Andrew Clements books in my time, and this one really stood out as a winner. It's pretty short, only about 105-ish pages long, but it's a pretty good story. It's about a boy who suddenly wonders how words are made up, and he starts calling a pen by a different name. He rechristens it as a Frindle. Soon the slang word Frindle spreads around the school and even makes it to the local news and all sorts. So it's an interesting concept, and just goes to show how ideas can travel really fast. Yes, Tweety. So I'll give it about a 3.5 out of 5 stars because it's not super special. The writing is pretty meh, and it might have been a little bit underdeveloped just because it was so short. The next book is called The School Story, and I actually loved this book when I was a kid, probably because I love the concept. It's about a girl, Natalie, who is a writer, and she writes a school story, a book about somebody at school. She wants to get it published, so her and her friend go about trying to publish this story under a pseudonym and a fake identity, which is pretty interesting. So I really liked this book, but it was a little bit far-fetched at times. Like, how realistic is it that a kid could ever publish a book under a fake name and whatever? So I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the last one I'm going to cover is called The Report Card, and this was my favorite Andrew Clements book from back in the day. I read it and reread it and read it some more. This one's about a girl who from a very young age is very, very extremely smart, like genius level smart. I mean, like reading huge books after teaching herself how to read at the age of 2. However, she early on realizes that being smart makes her different and stand out, and she doesn't want that. She wants to be seen as very normal. So she hides her geniusness, even from her parents. Nobody knows that she's actually secretly a genius. So of course, it eventually gets out that she is really smart, and she uses this to show kids, her peers, that grades don't necessarily reflect intelligence, which is, I think, a really important idea to convey and to introduce kids to, that maybe grades aren't the most important thing in the universe. So yeah, I gave this a 4.5 or 4, I think a 4 out of 5 star rating, because the ideas are awesome. It was a really enjoyable read. I read it over and over again, but it's still in the Andrew Clements style of being very simply written. So that makes it really accessible. All of his books are really easy reads, so I'd recommend them for anyone who maybe has a little bit of trouble getting into books, because they're really super easy to get into and read. So yeah, that's Andrew Clements. Let me know what you guys think. If you are reading Andrew Clements, let me know. I'd love to hear from you.